Okay, so continuing on from the first part, we've removed this sheet, and I've got it there, and I'm going to be using that as a template, so I can use the original rivet holes as well. And I've got the same for the rear window piece, that piece there. So trying to keep those as a as I said, a template. So what is left here is the original ply, which tucks in behind here. And I want to see if I can remove some of that, so that when I put the new ply in, I can actually have it so that it tucks in, even if it's 5 to 10 mil, but it just basically tucks in there. The problem is though, it's damn hard because it's sandwiched in, apart from these bits here which are rotted anyway. So I'm going to have to go slowly and try to break it like that. Alright, until it's all out, or at least the majority of it is out. I'm not sure if you can see that, but I've effectively taken about 10 mil out all the way through. Still got to do a little bit more cleaning, but I think it's pretty close. It actually does form, again I'll try to see if I can film it, it actually does form a sandwich between this C-section aluminium and this one here. You can see there, and there's the pop rivets as well, holding some of it in place at least. Here's a good example over here with some original writing, 14-inch. So I think that's probably going to be the best way. So I can tuck some of that underneath here. I can run it along. I'll actually follow this profile and come down here. So I'm yet to kind of try to remove some of this one here, but I can come all the way down here and then effectively finish off here. So I think that's actually not going to be a bad alternative. Okay, so this side's now done, vacuumed, cleaned, etc., ready for the insulation to go in and so on, just like the back section here is. And now we've got to work on this. So the first thing I need to do is remove this cupboard again, and as beforehand, there are screws in there somewhere. This actually doesn't have a the ceiling itself is separate to this, so all I got to do is just make sure that there's probably going to be screws for each of these in here, and there's most likely going to be screws inside. I think these are it. They're actually nails inside the wardrobe. So I'm just going to start slowly unscrewing it. Now I'm not too concerned about damaging that in terms of a little bit of damage here, and I'm not either concerned about this because I'm thinking about either replacing this or putting another ply on top of it anyway. So either way, those two are going to go. By these nails, I believe. 1, 2, might be another one in here painted there. Looks like there might be another one there. All I'm doing is I'm just looking at the imperfections. Sometimes by hammering the ply in, it sometimes reveals the locations. So I'll go ahead and take those out. So we've got 4 nails. I suspect there's going to be a lot of staples. But we've got it so now it's kind of starting to move, but I've noticed that the masonite ceiling is still not quite free from the framing here, and I suspect that's got a lot to do with staples. Coming back to my trusty tool. Fantastic tools these, I use them for everything. Let's see if I can just gently pry that up. I mean, remembering that I'm going to be actually removing this anyway. Let's the ceiling with the rest of the masonite. Can you see that? So by pulling this up and then holding it down, it's pretty much the same way what I've done with the wardrobe nails. And now I can pull those up, coming loose. So it's like the other side when I took that out. I suspect there's a whole raft of staples inside the wall that's catching here as well. Just got to be careful of this wiring that's under here. And there we have it. Okay. And they actually had nails in there, oh yeah, they had some staples as well. So we'll be able to get rid of all that. But you can see what I said earlier on about now I can put a full sheet across now. And now the next thing is to remove that. Now I'm not going to show you this one here because I've effectively done it in part one, but the only difference is, as I mentioned before, I'm going to have to remove this. Now luckily the rivets are kind of accessible. I think there might be a little bit of an issue trying to get behind here, but I think if I open the window, maybe I can get access to that. But I just got to remove this. Right, so this side's now done. As I said, the same process as the other side. We had to vacuum it up and give it a good clean, but again, I had to remove these, and you can see where the original mastic was. So what I'll do when I put it back together is I'll apply a whole lot of mastic and then put it in there. Not that there's any issues with leaks. That's not going to leak anyway, but just to reinforce it a bit more. But there we have it. Oh, and the other thing I'm going to do too is I'm going to actually put the insulation to come into these cavities as well up to the next frame. May as well. Alright, so that basically took 4 hours to do, I think, both sides, taking the cupboard out and cutting and all that. So anyway, it's getting there. Right, as always, thanks for watching.